Did you know that if you installed a biogas system in your home or in any other institution like schools, you can help save the environment from degradation? Environment experts from Joint Energy and Environment Projects JEEP have proved that the current biogas technology from Systema is the best option for farmers today due to the various roles it plays. Misaga Benedict Clovis is the Energy and Environment Officer. He defines biogas.
So biogas is the gas that is given off during anaerobic respiration or anaerobic digestion. This gas can be used for cooking, it can be used for electricity generation, it can be used for heating purposes.
To install a Systema biogas system, there are a number of items required for you to have it in your home.
It is a prefabricated system. Comes when it is ready, you just install something which is ready. What do you need? We said cows. Number two, you need space. A little space where this system can sit. For example, if you're going to be taking a 12 cubic meter system, you need cows like a minimum of 2. But we recommend at least 3 cows on 0 grazing. 3 cows, then space you will need a total of 9 meters by 4 meters. So that means we calculate even the fencing of your system. Because you won't leave this system in the space, it might be hurt, it might be damaged somehow, somewhere. So there is a need to fence it either with with a barbed wire, or there is this chain link, or something that can help it to be protected. Number 3, you need water. For you to have this system, you need to use water to feed it. For example, still talking about that first size of 12 cubic meters, you need about 8,000 liters at the very first time for initial loading. Yes, 8,000 liters of water to do initial loading. So the 8,000 liters of water, then you add on 40 buckets of 20 liters of that one, the 40 buckets of cow dung. These are buckets of 20 liters. And then each bucket is going to be mixed up with 2 buckets of water. So that means you need a lot of water so that you can be able to finish up the mixing. Because the initial loading, we multiply the initial loading by the daily loading by 10. Because on a daily basis, this small system, you feed it with 4 buckets of cow dung every day. If you're using your gas, you're finishing the gas every day, you need to feed it on a daily basis and give it 4 buckets of cow dung. And each bucket of cow dung is mixed up with 2 buckets of water. So the ratio is 1 to 2. 1 cow dung, 2 water, and you can mix it. So on the very, very first day, when we are loading it for the very first time, we use we multiply the daily feeding by 10. That means we are going to use 40 buckets of cow dung and 80 buckets of water. So you really need water. But after having the water, you've got the cows to give you cow dung, you've got the space, you've got water. You need something small to contribute to this system so that you can be able to have it. Like 40% of the total amount of money you would have contributed, because there is someone who has contributed the 60% on it. For example, if we are taking the 12 cubic system, that means you will need about 1.333. That is 1,333,000 for you to be able to get it, instead of 3,850,000, because the initial amount is 3.85. So because there is someone who has topped up for you who is having a cow, you're going to be bringing something very small, 1.33.
After getting all the requirements, these are the steps taken in installing the biogas system.
So after that, we shall be coming and install the system to you. What are we going to do? Is to dig a small pit which is 3 feet, that is 0.9 meters, roughly 90 centimeters, and then down, that is 0.9, and then we dig 2.2 meters, and then that is the width, and the length is going to be 4 meters. So after that, we are going to bring the system and we lay it down. After laying it down, then we do our initial loading on the system. After the initial loading, we are going to do the connection, what we call the gas line. On that gas line, our gas line is going to be starting from the pit where we have put the system. It connects to the pressure reliever bucket. The pressure reliever bucket, this one now helps to reduce the pressure in case the system has mounted a lot of pressure because of the gas inside. The pressure reliever bucket is going to bubble because there is water inside. If you do not put water into the pressure reliever bucket, your gas is going to be escaping out. So you need to put in water, and then water will help to keep the gas inside, but relieving or reducing the pressure which is on the system. Then from the pressure reliever bucket, we shall go to what we call the filter. And this filter, its purpose is to filtrate that hydrogen sulfate from our gas so that we can be able to get the clean gas to the kitchen.
The Systema biogas system comes with a number of benefits if a person wanted to install it.
You get the system itself, you get free installation on the system. In case you are not far away beyond 100 kilometers, that means you'll be able to enjoy free transportation, free delivery on this system. And then you have the filter, you have the pressure reliever bucket on this system. The gas line connection, we give you 50 meters because that is the maximum. We know that if you know something little about biogas, the longer the distance, that's how much it is going to reduce the pressure. So you won't be able to get the real fire you may need. So you need to give it at least the maximum 50 meters, the distance from the system to the kitchen, only 50 meters. So that means the pipe that is included to do the gas line work, the 50-meter pipe is also included on there. Then there are some water, those water things, the traps, water traps that can help you to get because when the gas is moving into the pipe, there is a vapor which is coming, which it makes, and that vapor is going to create some water drops. One day, one time, they are going to mount and become much water and block the gas. So we have the water traps, which helps you at least to trap this water so that your gas won't be blocked.
In case nobody is at home to use the biogas system for some few days, this is what happens.
Now, someone might come up and say, yes, I've got the system, I have the cows, but now we are going to the village and we are going to spend there our 3, 4, 5 days. We are not going to be utilizing this system. So won't the system get spoiled? Do we have to find someone to help us keep feeding the system? Because, but we are not going to be around. Now, the answer is, if you're not going to be around, you're not going to be using this gas, that means you don't need to feed. But since into this gas we have some living organisms which need to be feeding, we shall advise you that at least after 2 days, let someone put in at least 3 buckets of cow dung. Let someone mix the 3 buckets, 2 buckets, and put them in. Not because you want to generate the gas, but because you want to feed those animals, the bacteria that are responsible for anaerobic digestion or anaerobic reaction to happen. Because there are bacteria that are eating, and after they are eating, they release the gas, and then you can be able to get that gas. So if you do not feed them, that means they are going to die. But not all of them, because the place is moist, there is water inside, and they can keep on feeding on those small things. But to keep them well, you need to give them some little food so that they can be able to jump on that food until you come back and you start to utilize your gas, and then you feed it on a daily basis. But remember, you're feeding it with maximum 4 buckets. I'm talking about the small size now, the 12 cubic meters. You're feeding it with maximum 4 buckets.
Biogas is not only used for cooking, there are various roles it plays once installed in your vicinity.
There are so many importances. Now, when we go into percentages. Cooking, we count it to be 40% benefits. And where is the 60? The 60 is in bio-slurry, the byproduct of biogas. Biogas produces a very rich fertilizer, organic fertilizer, which we call biofertilizer or bio-slurry. And this can be used into garden as fertilizers for your garden. It might be flower garden, it might be the banana plantation, talk about cassava, maize, sugarcane, napier for cows, and so many other things. Everything you think about that it can go on soil, it can be grown on soil or in soil, bioslurry can be a very good fertilizer for it. Biofertilizer can be used as a supplementary for chicken feeds or poultry feeds. It can be used as a supplementary for piggery. It can be used to set up fish ponds and also fish feeding and to create allergies in fish ponds. That is biofertilizer. It can be used to make what we call compost. Compost, it's kind of the soil which we get from rotten organic matter. When the organic matter is rotten, it helps us to create the compost, which we can use to boost our nursery beds and also boost the seedlings when they are growing up. Or maybe you're going to transplant, so the very first thing you put in the hole where you're going to be transplanting is the compost. So you can make compost from that.
Kutesa Isaac gives us the simplest way of making pesticides out of bioslurry.
Now, bioslurry can also be used as a pesticide. And according to research, we have been able to get different ways of making this pesticide using, when we add in some little few herbs, like there is one we call muruk. Muruk is a very good one. There is neem tree, there is red pepper, and also garlic. There is also tithonia. Tithonia, some people call it Colombian sunflower, and others here in Uganda, they call it echimiora. So that echimiora or Colombian sunflower, maybe call it tithonia. It can be so much helpful when you mix it into this mixture and you can make your pesticides, organic pesticide. How do you make it? Maybe someone would like to get a glimpse on how you can be able to make this organic pesticide. Just get a drum, put in 3 jerrycans of water. In case you're going to be mixing using 1 jerrycan of bioslurry, put in 3 jerrycans of water. Get something like a sack, which is like in form of a cloth, like it releases very little water, but the water goes through. Like this material, I think it is called non-woven, the one which makes these masks, the COVID things. There is that material. If you can get a sack which is of that kind, it can help you. So you're going to get 1 kilogram of muruk leaves, 1 kilogram of neem tree leaves. You get a half a kilogram of red pepper. You get a quarter of garlic, and you get at least 2 to 3 kilograms of tithonia. Pound them, crush them together. After crushing them, mix them in that 1 jerrycan of bioslurry, because bioslurry is a liquid. It is kind of a solid liquid, so it is very strong liquid, thick one. When you mix it together, put it in this sack, which I've told you, the one which is of kind of a cloth. It can be able to release water, but on a low rate. Then you're going to put it in your drum where you put the 3 jerrycan of water. That means if you're going to be making much, like you need big quantities of pesticide, you're going to use 2 jerrycan of bio-slurry in 6 jerrycans of water. So you're going to dip this sack into the drum. Don't allow it to reach on the bottom. That means you can put a load or a log on the top of the sack, and then you put a rope and you let it be pending into the drum. You're going to keep agitating it or changing it, shaking it, and it will take about between 7 to 21 days. So in 7 days you can start to use, 14 days you can be using, or 21 days.
This biogas system can also be used in bigger institutions like schools.
There are so many people we have installed this system too, like in farms. Now for schools, there is a school in Mukono where we installed that biogas. By the way, if you go on Google and you type in a school in Mukono that transforms the life of students with biogas, you can be able to get that school and read a full story from the head teacher and others. They have a toilet, and they use their toilet to feed the biogas system, and then from the biogas system there is another feeder channel that feeds, where they bring cow dung at least once a month, and they do a supplementary feed, and then they end up getting the firewood, the fire to cook the food, and they reduce about 70% on the firewood they used to buy every time. Whether we like or not, if we leave anything not utilized or not changed in a form, we shall meet it somewhere or anywhere. We might think that using this gas, how could you use human waste or cow's waste to get the fire that can cook human food? But let me tell you this. Most of the things we use, if you go where they are made from, you may not desire to consume them again. You go where they make beer from. Go where sodas are manufactured. Go into those breweries, companies, and see what happens into those places. Now, what makes it different is the transformation process. Because you put in waste, the waste is being broken by bacteria, or it is being eaten by bacteria, and it turns into something different. So it produces the gas. When this gas is coming, you won't even get it smelling. You don't get its smell.
Biogas is not only made from cow dung, it can also be made from other wastes.
As we said, anything that rot can provide you biogas. For goats' waste, those are small balls of goats. They are dry when they are coming out. So that means you will need to soak them so that they can get melted. And then they give you that kind of liquidy, the thick liquid. That's the one you're going to mix into the feeder. If you have the ability to build a very good house for your goats, and you can trap or get this urine, the goat's urine, so mix it with their droppings, then you will be able to get good biogas. You can also use chicken droppings, you can use rabbit droppings, but you need to first make the rabbit droppings and goat's dropping, you need to first make them wet, soak them, then break them down so that you can get the paste which you're going to use into your biogas system.
This could be one of the best options for a farmer today due to the various advantages it plays in our environment.
I wish that every farmer would get this system. I wish. Reason being, You might find some farmers and they say, for me, I have trees on my farm. I don't need to get into the things of using biogas and whatever. And by the way, biogas is expensive. But let us go back a few years, like in 1990. If you were in that same place, how many trees were in that place where you are? And at this moment, how many trees do you still have in that place? So that means if we go now more 10 years, 20 years, the trees you're talking about, there will be no more. So the best way to save the trees is to start now and utilize the cow dung. And by the way, it is even helps. If you have those cows, they are littering everywhere, the cow dung is everywhere, the air is polluted. So you end up spending into treating your people or treating your workers because of the cow dung. But if you're utilizing the cow dung to get them fire, then you end up reducing on the money you're going to spend on firewood or the tree you're going to cut, and when the tree is going to help you to sieve or cleaning the air, you're going to reduce on the money you had to spend on treating the people because of the diseases they have got through poor air, like the air pollution. You're going also to reduce the money you have to use to treat your people because of the smoke. Because now some ladies who are aging right now, they have a problem of eyes. They have some eye diseases and what. But whenever they go to the hospital and they are checked, the reason they say, I think he used a lot of smoke in cooking and then the smoke entered your eyes. That's why you have those, my eye cataracts, whatever. The doctors knows those diseases. But they link them to smoke in the kitchen. Now, that means it will be so much very good thing if all farmers can embrace this system and they can use it into their homes, their farms to save money. That is one, saving life. Number two. Number three, saving environment.
Much as the Sistema biogas system contributes a lot to the farmer's well-being, you need to take caution of this.
There is nothing in this world which doesn't have the negative parts. If I tell you that biogas system is 100% perfect, correct, you're going to use it, no challenges, then I'm a liar. And I am not going to lie to you. In case you handle it in a very wrong way, biogas can burn. So it's a good thing for you to handle it as you are directed. Do not just leave it there open and you leave it go. That means you're going to pollute the air you're going to breathe in the house. And number two, you're going to be burnt. When you come and you just lit, you'll be burnt. Biogas is when you're using it, or any gas when you're using it, it is a good thing to put the burner into a well-ventilated place. So if it is not in a well-ventilated area, then you're going to get diseases because of that little gas that escapes through and then goes into the air and you start to inhale it. It is not for inhaling. And while using it, the system can get some problems. Sometimes you might start to cook and you find that the gas is not coming and you ask, why is it not coming? But when water has blocked your pipe and you don't know, so you're going to run here, there, wondering now what has happened. But when water has blocked your pipe, so the only thing to do is to go and check the gas line and you maybe remove the water which has blocked your pipe. Sometimes the systems may get weary, like you're turning the valve here, there, because you're switching on and off. The valve will get broken because it is something which is just made. It is going to get weary and you need to replace another one. But the good thing with this, maybe if the system has gotten some problem, we can run quickly and help you. And if the problem connects with the manufacturer or with us, the installers, that one will be done at a free cost. You won't incur in any other money. And we take that kind of watching of the system to see whether it is having a problem. We do that watch for over 10 years, trying to see Do we need to change? Does it have a problem? Is there anything that is going to be complicated to our client, so that you can be able to get a very good service? But this, we know that every technology can get some problems, and whether even computers, networks, whatever, problems are there. But we find better ways of fixing problems before they become worse.
We all need to embrace natural ways of growing crops in order to save the environment.
Let us embrace conserving the environment. Myself, I entered into environment after losing a beloved relative. And to read and doing research, I found out that this person died of cancer. I found out that cancer is linked to poor waste management, and then poor feeding and deforestation. Those three things. Poor feeding, not eating mukene and beans on a daily basis, but eating on food which has grown on synthetic chemicals. And the Mulago Hospital released I think they are 2 years back, they released the report, and they showed that the increase of heart diseases and cancer, it is linked on the food we eat, which is containing a lot of poisons. And you know, our farmers, that you use a lot of chemicals in growing food. From clearing the ground, you use chemicals. When you're going to plant, you use chemicals. You put in the hole where you're going to put the seed. And then when the seed comes out, you use chemicals. So everything grows when it is chemicals. I would request, let us embrace natural ways of growing food. This is going to help us to reduce on the diseases we get, and also the death rate is going to reduce, because once we feed the nature and care for the nature is going to feed us. It is going to care for us.